I'll reach full retirement age next month and plan on collecting my Social Security benefit, which will be about 1952 a month. I'm still working full time. And my question is, can I push earned income into my 401k to avoid paying the extra taxes on the income from Social Security?
Yeah, you can look at offsetting that by putting more income into the 401k. Actually, it's good thinking there to if you're indeed wanting to turn on Social Security at this point. It brings a couple questions to mind, but yeah, you can just simply to answer your question, because you can push more in the 401k because that money's turning into pre-tax dollars and kind of would wash what you're doing on Social Security. My question to you, Jimmy, is why, if you're still working, are you turning on Social Security?
Because my family tends to not be long-lived.
Okay.
It kind of seems partly genetic across the board. In mid-70s and turning 66 now. I was just thinking I could put that money in and then around 70 stop working. I'm fortunate and having a job I'm really good at, really like, and the people that I work for really like me.
Right. Is there a spouse? Is there a spouse?
No, single
Okay.
with no children.
Okay. Then I like your decision making and your thought process there, because health and your outlook on life expectancy, what I was concerned about, sometimes that happens, and for you and all the listeners, is that sometimes people increase their lifestyle when doing that. And obviously you're not, because you're shifting it more to the 401k to wash the taxes. But a lot of times people are increasing lifestyle that makes it more painful when they actually do retire from the job. Any other questions, Jimmy?
I make an okay living there. Plus, I know that as I work each additional year, I have 2 years of education that I stopped working within my 35-year look back. So the other thing is that replacing those 2 years of no income in school, also the working the extra years will offset those 2 years and push those out of the 35-year look back, where I have 2 years of zero income.
Yeah, and with you continuing to work for a few more years, you're obviously creating a positive effect on your Social Security benefits that you probably may well see it continue to tick up some, even though you've started drawing it.
Yeah, because I look at it like my Social Security earnings statement from last year to this year. My monthly estimate based on what I earned went up like $140, $150 from last year to this year, with just one additional year of income going into the 35-year look back.
Yep. And that's what you'll look back 40 years, give you your best 35. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And that's one, do you do that online through SSA.gov?
No, there actually was a minor problem getting registered, which I rectified yesterday.
Okay, awesome.
But I do get my Social Security earnings statement every year, and just looking at that, the one that comes in the mail, I could see that $150 bump from last year to this year, just based on this one additional year from 17 to 18.
Awesome.
And so I can see that going another 5 years down the road.
Yeah, that's a good reason for monitoring that year to year.
Thank you very much for your call, Jimmy and Gretna. And yeah, that's one of the things you can do if you do get your account at SSA.gov is keep track of that like Jimmy's doing.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, once we went through the reasons, had a little bit of concerns, but his reasoning behind that made sense, and he realized a way to wash the taxes. He just pushed that income into the 401k because he's making a health decision that, hey, I may not live a long time, so I might as well start drawing my part and not leave too much on the table if I don't have a long ways to go health-wise. Yeah, when we talk about deferral, one of the core things I always kind of say is if you love your spouse, you'll defer. Well, there's no spouse, and he is waiting to FRA, which is awesome. So there's no offset clawback from his earnings, and he's still putting money in 401k.